Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on Written in the Stars by Aisha Saeed. This is a young adult contemporary novel. You are following a young girl named Nalia. She is a Pakistani American teenager who's finishing up her senior year of high school. She's very excited to be able to go to college and things like that because her parents are extremely conservative. They don't really allow her to do a whole lot because they're afraid that she's going to be hanging out with boys, and the one rule that they have is that she's not allowed to really hang out with guys or date them especially. But Nalia ends up breaking that rule and has a boyfriend, and when her parents find out, they completely flip out. They think that Nalia is sort of losing touch with her roots and her culture, so they decide to take her and her brother off to Pakistan for the summer. But it turns out that this is not just like a normal family vacation. Nalia's parents are using this as an opportunity to arrange a marriage for her, and this is definitely something that she does not want. So this book just follows her and her family as she is just trying as hard as she possibly can to get out of this horrible situation and sort of deal with everything that's happening around her and try to figure out how to get out. As I mentioned in my wrap up, I love this book. It was so good. This book is only about 200 pages and the chapters are really short, like maybe 5 pages at most for each chapter, and the font is pretty large, as you guys can see. So that made this book just feel so like fast paced, and I felt like that increased the intensity of the novel significantly. Like it really put the pressure on. I read this book in a couple of hours, partially because of that fast-paced plot, but also because that this book was just so interesting and intriguing. I just needed to know what was going to happen. When I originally picked up this book, I thought this was going to be like a typical love story where the girl is in love with this guy, but her parents don't want her to be with that guy, and so they're trying to arrange something else. But it's not like that at all. It's not lighthearted. This is like a super intense book that talks about the darker sides of arranged marriages. Full disclaimer, I don't think arranged marriages for the most part are horrible as long as they are done, you know, with the people's permission. Like if you're someone who doesn't really know a lot about arranged marriages, a lot of times it's just sort of like parents setting people up, and then the people, like the couple, gets to choose whether or not they get married, or they like get a little bit more of an opinion in it, as opposed to this situation where Nalia has no idea what's happening to her until it's almost too late. This book is extremely just like insane, especially when you consider the age of the main characters in this book. Like they're really young, and the fact that this stuff still happens is like kind of horrifying. But I think Aisha Saeed does a really good job of showing the horrors of this situation while not completely condemning like a single culture or anything like that. Aisha Saeed is a Pakistani American woman herself, so I feel like that has provided a really good insight into the culture and gives her sort of the understanding and the ability to talk about this subject in a slightly more nuanced way than maybe someone who doesn't necessarily have first-hand experience with it. Not that she had first-hand experience with an arranged marriage. She actually talked, after the book's over, there's like a small section where the author talks about her own experiences and talks about how, while this wasn't something that happened to her, she knows people who were basically put into marriages that they didn't necessarily choose for themselves. And so yeah, I highly recommend this book, particularly if you're someone who likes contemporary stories, and if you want something that's really quick, really intense, slightly heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, then I definitely recommend this book. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. It was probably my favorite book of the month. So yeah, those are my quick thoughts on Written in the Stars by Aisha Saeed. If you've read this book, feel free to leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys thought of it. Or if you have any questions about the book, you can always leave that down in the comment section as well. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.